Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Mind of James podcast. This week, or today as we record, we are sipping on a good Yuengling lager. Shouts out to Yuengling. I'd really like them to sponsor this podcast. Really would like them to sponsor it. And we're sipping on a Raz. This one just dropped it. Sorry. This one is called Razzle Dazzle. Gotta give it that little razzle dazzle. Anyway, this week should be a good episode. I went to a Dirty Heads concert. Didn't make it to the first band. I am a huge fan of Dirty Heads. Huge fan of Dirty Heads. I love their music. Little backstory about it. Why I love their music is it's got that island vibe. You know what I'm saying? Some of their songs just hit that island vibe. And when I was a kid, my grandparents owned a property up on Lake Erie, which is north of Ohio, one of the Great Lakes. And it was on an island called Middle Bass Island. Shouts out to Middle Bass, shouts out to Hazards, and shouts out to Walleyes and Lines' Winery. And I always listen to music like Jimmy Buffett, give that good island vibe. So when I first heard Dirty Heads, I was like, okay, I can get into this. And as I slowly progressed over 3 to 4 years, I just fell in love with them. But so they were coming to Newport, Kentucky at the Megacorp Pavilion. And so I got a ticket. I say a ticket because I'm single and didn't ask anybody to go. I was trying to do it as like a get out of my comfort zone exercise. And I think I got about 90% on this one. I showed up. Dirty Heads, from what I understand, they make these that's my alarm going off on my phone because my camera hears stuff. I got a camera that looks like Wally, literally, so he hears and sees everything. But Dirty Heads. So I signed up for it. I got a ticket, and I was like, you know what? I am so excited about this. Get to hear some music and whatnot, and I just love Dirty Heads. So I got tickets for the concert, and playing. It was a couple months in advance. I think I bought them in like June. What comes before June? May. I think I bought them in May or June. And if you hear a dumb vacuum, it's the cleaning people in my apartment. So I got tickets and I was like, I am so excited for this. So excited for this. So, we're just going on a couple months. I still got it in the back of my head. And concert day. It is concert day. Get ready. I had a few things. I got back from Colorado, had to move in with the parents for a little bit, get my wits back about me, and then got an apartment. So I'm like, okay, my apartment, I got all my stuff. And then the concert day happens. So I'm like getting ready. I'm so excited for this. But something in the air was just off. The energy was off, man. I don't know what it was. I was like really excited, but then I was like, man, I got to go to this concert. And if you have that feeling, it's not going to go good for you. 90% of the time, it ain't going to go good for you. And it didn't for me. Cuz I got to the concert. I got to the pavilion down in Newport, and we were just waiting in line, like all the good people. So I was sitting there just waiting, talking to 2 or 3 people. They were just telling me the what for, and turns out Dirty Head makes posters for every single venue they go to. And I was like, okay, mental note, get your hands on one of these posters. So they have one, and then they have like this like foil looking one where it's got some cool things on it, and that was like $150, but the normal poster is like $40. So I got the normal poster. It's like it's got some seahorses and an octopus. So I was like, cool. Got a poster, got a t-shirt. But I think it's really interesting on how people come from all over places just to go to a concert. Like I was listening to this one guy, like this guy in front of me. He would go to Indianapolis to go to concerts. He would go to Michigan to go to concerts, and he would like go down south to go to concerts. And I'm like, man, this guy seems to have a lot of fun. Maybe I can take a note from him. Smoke. So I was just listening, and I was talking to this other guy, and he said he was telling me about the posters, and these people had these clear tubes on their shoulders. It looked like an arrow quiver. And I was like, what's with all these posters? What's with all these like tubes? He's like, oh, it's for the posters, man. You got to get one. Dirty Head makes them for every venue. I'm like, okay, cool. Very nice dude. He was a nice dude. Him and the girl he was with, I don't know if it was his wife, but we were just talking and whatnot, and he was really nice, man. I couldn't, I enjoy, one thing about me is that if I go out and do something, I'm going to talk to somebody. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy just listening. Anyway, so we get in the venue. The venue is so cool. Shouts out to Megacorp Pavilion in Newport. You guys nailed it. You guys nailed the experience. You can either get seating, or you can be in like general admission, where you can sit on the grass. Which the one thing I didn't like, you couldn't bring a chair in. You couldn't bring a foldable chair. So you keep that in mind, Megacorp Pavilion. But I got in there, I was like, man, this is really cool. So I got a beer. They didn't have Yuengling booze. But I got a beer, and I was like, you know what, let's go stand in the merch line. And I brought some cash with me. I like being an old school guy, so I brought some cash with me. And turns out they don't take cash. They only took card. So I was like, dang. Well, I got this box to help, save 10 grand. So I put some of the cash in there. It's a really cool box too. Speaking of that, it's a really cool box. It's got numbers on it to like, you cross out what you put in it. And if you cross all of them out, you get 10 grand. So you turn it into a little game, little wooden save bank. Yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, so I get in merch line, and the merch line was so long. Oh my god! But so we're just slowly going through it and whatnot, and we get to the point. I get up to the desk, and I was like, how much is this? How much is that? They had a really cool blanket that it looked like a rug almost, that you could put over your couch or over a chair or something. That was about, I don't know, $150, $100. But I just got a poster and a t-shirt, and I was cool with that, So I finished my beer while I was in the line, went and got another one. Now, and here's where it started to sink in. I'm like, I'm sitting here all by myself. This is kind of, I'm comfortable doing things by myself. I love going to comedy shows. I'll go by myself. Movies, I'll eat by myself. I'll do a lot of things by myself, but there are some things that you just don't do by yourself. You can, but it's better to have somebody there with you. Doesn't matter, friend, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, you guys are cool. But I would recommend going to these things with somebody. get a group together, whatnot, make it a night. But definitely if it makes it would have made it a lot better, because I would have stayed. I didn't even get to the first song. Like, I didn't get to the first song. I got my beer. I got my second beer. I just sat on the set of stairs, just sitting there, just by myself. You know, lonely old me. And, sad as it may be, it was nice. It was nice to just get down there and experience it, even though I didn't see the band. I've been to plenty of concerts. Been to plenty of them. We'll always go to them. But it's better to go with someone. Make a mental note of that if you are listening to that. So, I wish I had someone to go with. I would have bought tickets. I would have bought tickets for two, but you move. Lesson learned. And it's nothing to do with the bands, nothing to do with the people around me. It was just a me thing. So I'm sitting there for about a good half hour. Gates open at 6. I think the band was supposed to get on at 7:30. It's like 7:20. And I just was like, to hell with this. I brought my vape pen. It died. It's like, to hell with this. I'm not gonna sit here miserable. No nicotine, nobody to talk to, and just, I don't even know who the first guy is. I didn't care. I was like, I'm out. I'm gone. It was Friday Night Warzone. Hop on with the boys and play some Call of Duty. I'm cool with that. I showed up. 90% of your life is just going to be showing up. And then go from there. That was a very good life lesson that I learned. Just show up, go from there. And but I really enjoyed seeing people, talking to new people, understanding like what is going on in the world, even though it was just people just wanting to go to a Dirty Heads concert. Like, God, they're such a good band. If you're gonna listen to the Dirty Heads and dive into them, I'd start with the song El Dorado, and then move over to Cabin by the Sea, Indigo, like Lay Me Down. They got, and then you can branch off there, like the lead singer Duddy. He did a project called Roman Duddy with I keep getting that wrong, because this song I'm about to tell you was the theme song to an old podcast. So I want to make sure that it is correct when I say this, because it wasn't before. So, Roman Duddy. Okay, the song is called Cannabis Tree, and it was the theme song to the Stoned Out podcast. And Rome's a good artist, but the Dirty Heads they're it, man. I have a playlist just of them, like just my relaxing playlist, full of them, Jimmy Buffett. Well, I got my phone right here, so I'll tell you what's in there. Relaxing here. Oh, we got a few Zach Brown bands. Zach Brown's on the Islands playlist. Got some Stevie Ray Vaughan, Cody Jinks, Dave Matthews Band, Revolution, Sublime, Teddy Swims. We got it all around here. You know what I'm saying? John Mellencamp, Arise Roots. So it is one of those things that I was just ready to go. Ready to go. And it really, really annoyed me that I was ready to go. We're gonna take a quick pause here. I have something going on real quick. And we are back, folks. We are back. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulty here, but we got her back online. So, concerts are one of those things where you want to go with someone. I'll be honest, because it makes it a lot better, and it makes it a lot easier for you to just have someone to talk to, man. To just have someone to talk to. I really wish I brought someone, because it was like, Dirty Heads is great. I want to say the opening act with Ipsy Pinecone. I don't know this gentleman or this band or this artist. I don't know. But it's one of those things where that's just how it went. And you just move it on to the next one. You just learn your lessons and move on. I really enjoyed damn Wally catching everything. But the thing you do is you just learn your lessons and move on. That's exactly what I did. I learned my lesson that concerts are that one thing that you just go with someone. But you could be like, hey, James, you could have just, stayed there and maybe met a few people. I could have. You're damn right I could have. But I didn't. I left. And I am A-okay with that. A-okay with that, because we had a good night of Call of Duty. We had a good night with the boys. And, I love Newport, Kentucky. Newport on the Levee is one of my favorite spots to go. They got so much fun down there. You got Hooters on the river. Brothers, which is another good one. The aquarium is awesome. I love the aquarium. And took Dad down there for a Father's Day gift. And turns out I'm not good with slimy stuff, like touching fish and whatnot. I'm good on that. Like I petted the back of a shark and was good. Yeah. But I remember this one gator. I was talking crap to this gator with my brother. I was like, one of these gators roll up on me, I'm just gonna have to square up with it. Well, this one gator rolled up to the glass and was looking me right in the eyes. I was like, you want to go? Let's go, gator. I don't mind gator wrestling. We gonna get us a gator. At some point, I'm gonna wrestle a gator in my life. I don't know where, I don't know when, and I don't know how, but I'm gonna wrestle me a gator. And there was a lot of cool stuff at that Newport Aquarium. And it was funny. My dad's a boomer. 3/11/57 is his birthday. And we were just sitting down there at Newport looking at Cincinnati. And it was Pride Month that month. I think, June. And this big parade just walked past us. And I mean, all the colors of the rainbow were out. It was all the colors. And a lot of women with pasties. And I was, okay. And I look at my dad, and I think he had this kind of shocked look on his face, like, what the hell is going on here? I'm like, dude, pasty. Women with pasties. That's what's going on here. So we had us a good, I had a good time. But it's a lot of fun when you can do stuff like that for your dad. I enjoy seeing Dad get excited about stuff like that. Apparently he never went to the aquarium. So I was like, you know what? For Father's Day, we're going to take you to the aquarium. And shouts out to you, Dad. But lately here too is just honestly, I would go to another concert. I kind of I hate to say this, but like an indoor concert would be awesome, like down at the Taft Theater or something. But hopefully we can us as a collective can get me into at least a semi-talking relationship. Like, hey, you want to go to a concert? So that would be nice eventually. And but hey, live and learn. So speaking of Hooters, let's talk about them. My apartment is really nice. It's got like, this key fob that lets you in the building and then into your apartment, but it also has a Hooters right down the road, like walking distance, which is awesome for a single guy who has LED lights on his bed frame. It's not a good opening line, but you work out the fine tuning eventually. So we'll take that into consideration. But did you all know that Hooters had an airline? They did. And I'm not a fan of Twin Peaks, man. I'm not a fan of Twin Peaks. I've been to them plenty of times. Just ain't a fan. I don't know why. Just not a fan. But we got some Yuengling here sitting on the table. And it is currently 9:21 a.m. And the reason why I'm drinking this early is because I work third shift. So this is my Friday night. Or Friday afternoon. So, third shift is a little rough. But you get used to it. Anyway. But I suggest you all go to a concert with somebody. And here's the thing. There's a lot of power in doing things by yourself. There's a lot of power in it that a lot of people don't know because they're just like, well, I need somebody to go with. No, you don't. I go to comedy shows by myself all the time. Love comedy shows. And it's a lot of power that many people can't hold. That can't understand what kind of power you can have over that. And like, I had a dog. July 28th, Maya passed away. And I've just been learning how to do all of this by myself. So, it's one day at a time for right now. We'll keep it going. We'll keep her moving. We'll make sure that we get moving. It's just, life has been strange without having someone to take care of other than me. So now it's just me I have to take care of, which is weird. And I think that's where God wants me. I think my assignment is me. And, because, I've always been a people pleaser. Oh, you need help? Time right up. So, things are going up, moving on. And the beautiful thing about it is that life doesn't stop for anybody. The sun's gonna shine tomorrow, as well as it's gonna set. So be on the good side of your mind when it rises, and on the better side when it sets. I can't thank anybody but God for keeping me going this far. Praise God, baby. Praise God all day long. But these, and I had a few more notes here, but we kind of got off track. I think the best thing you can do is learn how to do things by yourself, no matter what it is. Going to a comedy show, going to we'll leave concerts. Like, take somebody with you. Taking a walk in the park. Like 90% of the things you can do. I went to Trader's World, which is up north for me about a half hour, which is awesome. It has all these like little shops that people bring stuff and they sell it. It's not an outside mall, like the Tempe Marketplace. It's not the Tempe Marketplace. It's just people's stuff, So I went up there by myself. Comedy shows, dinners. I am so far right now. I am learning to be my best date. So. But you live and learn. Concerts are one of those things where you want to take somebody. And Wally, I know, right? This damn thing. Well, I sent the sensitivity to really high on Wally here, so like, I guess if a speckle rolls in front of him, or I rub my eye the wrong way, he'll hear it, which is good, which is what I want. I don't want any of that nonsense here. So, but folks, I think we're gonna wrap this episode on keep God number one. Put yourself next. Put your family next, and then people you love and want to take care of after that. Because if you don't put God in the center of anything, it ain't going to go that well. So, I want to thank you for joining me on another episode of the Mind of James podcast, brought to you by On a Level Productions. Hopefully we'll get sponsored by Yuengling here soon. I hope so. Shouts out to Yuengling. You guys make great beer. And praise God. And I'll see you all on the next one.